Habit number 3, go outside. Perhaps one of the easiest ways to get back into a sense of appreciation and connection with God is to simply go outside. Now, it's important here to distinguish what outside actually means. Many of us are confined to work in the concrete jungles of our cities, often disconnected from nature and the benefits it offers. So, going outside does not mean simply walking out of the office for a quick break. It means getting somewhere natural, like a park or a preserve, or even your backyard. Thankfully, many corporations are recognizing the benefits of interweaving nature with the hectic and preoccupied work life of their city-dwelling employees. So these things are changing, especially since 2020. Today there are countless articles on the physical, mental, and spiritual benefits of being among the trees, wildlife, and natural environment that we were originally made to be part of back in Genesis. It makes sense, because this was God's original design. When we went through the leaning exercise in the beginning of this book, I asked you to be present to the experience of standing squarely over your feet. What you were experiencing in this position was the absence of momentum, which is stillness. When you go out in nature, this is exactly what you experience emotionally and spiritually, because nature doesn't have the momentum of modern living with its many concerns. It is, emotionally and spiritually, a blank canvas, an empty space, an open room full of beauty, serenity, peace, and gratitude. Nature is also one of the main sources of discovering God's wisdom by offering us reminders of all the principles I've shared with you simply through observation. I make it a point to spend time alone in nature often, observing and learning on a regular basis as much as I can. The result is always a newfound sense of appreciation for my life and the world around me, and always a renewed connection to God. Nature nurtures our awe because we were made to marvel at God, to get lost in His infinite nature. Because nature is an expression of the Creator, we long for that feeling of being lost in something that feels endless, powerful, beautiful, and serene. This simple habit is the antidote to many obstacles, especially cynicism. So, go outside often and discover just how much you really have to be grateful for. Daily gratitude practice. For this habit, I will encourage one of the following for your daily gratitude practice. Spend at least 30 minutes a day walking in a nearby park or a similar natural area. Walking is one of the simplest yet best things we can do for physical and spiritual health. High step counts are excellent for burning fat and keeping you mobile, and walking in a nice, natural area helps you enter a creative, prayerful mindset. The time of day doesn't matter, and as always, be safe and respect the rules. Run, bike, climb, hike, swim, or do any other outdoor sport at least once a week. Enjoy the weather when you can. If the weather is prohibitive and extreme, try and drive somewhere that is less prohibitive if possible. At least once per day, make it a point to directly experience nature in some way. This can be literally stopping and smelling the roses, going to a farmer's market, sitting by a tree with your Bible, or just going hiking on a nearby trail. Chopping tips. A few tips for going outside. Try to occasionally vary the places and paths you take so that you're inspired with a sense of newness to be present to. There is a therapeutic value to visiting a place you have been before, but also allow yourself to explore and be curious even with something as ordinary as taking a different bike or walking path through your park. You may be surprised at what you'll find. Outdoor activities are always fun, but even better with others. Having edifying conversations and connecting while you're in nature is a great way to nurture relationships you care about and also sharpen one another through discourse. Allow yourself to notice the shrubs, bushes, trees, and flowers around you on a daily basis. It's amazing how much we ignore in our rush from one place to another. Give yourself time to experience nature with your other senses, like touch and smell. God gave us eyes to see as far as can be seen, but there's nothing like the fresh smell of flowers, a juicy fruit that's just been picked, or the texture of bark on an old tree. Nature is a fully immersive experience. Let yourself notice and explore.